Hello, people. It's Awakened Sheeple. It is 7:05 p.m. on December 6th, and I've been praying with the Lord, listening to the morning bells, and reading some messages and stuff from friends. And I got to tell you guys, I treasure each and every single one of you because it is only through your comments and stuff that I have, like, literally any contact with the outside world, really. I mean, I don't go anywhere and I don't do anything. Most people call me downright boring. But I happen to like talking to the Lord and just staying in the Word and staying inside and just keep talking to Him and talking to Him. And He's allowing me to have this time for that reason. So the only contact I do have is with you guys. So praise Jesus for you guys. Thank you for your comments and thank you for your messages. And if anybody needs prayers, just please put something down because He listens to me. I know He listens to you too. And if you believe in Jesus Christ at all, He talks to you when you're sleeping. That's when He talks to me the most. But when I'm praying to Him and I stay diligently in the high tower, He's right there with me. So let's play those bells. Let's play those bells and keep them ringing. Keep them ringing. It'll keep the enemy at bay. Keep the bells ringing. It'll keep them at bay. But this video discovery goes back to probably 7 years ago. I'm driving my little white truck to work at like 2:30 in the morning, and I'd gotten real tired of listening to the regular radio station, so I had put in a Christian CD that I'd just made, and all my life I put my faith on for a little bit, and I'd just somehow I'd slip back into the world, and then I put my faith back on, and I'd slip back into the world, and I put my faith back on, and slip back into the world, and this was one of those times that I had put my faith back on, and it seems like every time I put my faith back on, something happens, and it's like, thank God. You see it later, and the things that you remember later, it's funny, it's weird, and awesome. I don't know how else you describe it. I'm driving to work. It's 2:30 in the morning, and it is probably negative 25, 30 degrees out. There was some ice. It cold. Negative 25, 30 degrees. So it was cold. And there's a point where the drive was probably an hour and 15 minutes one way to work. And that's where I was going, was work. And I would work for probably 21 hours or so. And then I would come home, which would take an hour to get home. I'd sleep for an hour, get back up, and I'd turn around and jump right back in the truck and drive back to work. And then I'd have an hour or so drive back. And this was in the middle of one of those. I was tired. I'd been doing this for 3 weeks. I'd put in I don't even remember how many hours, like over 110 hours or something in a week. I mean, I'd work, 2.5 weeks in a normal person's work week. That would mean in 1 week, I worked other person's 2.5 weeks. So I was tired, and I'm on the way, and I got this Christian music just playing away, and so I turn it off, and I flip the radio station because I got tired of listening to it. It was putting me to sleep. Literally, it would put me to sleep while I'm driving. And so I need something, and I roll my window down, and I put the radio on, and it's playing away, and I don't even know what I was thinking. But so I'm on the freeway. I'm about 45 minutes into my journey, and I've only got about 15 more minutes left. And there's this big stretch in between that you got to cross. And so I go around this corner, and I got it in fourth gear, and I had replaced 3 tires on my truck, and there was 1 tire that was bald, and that was the drive tire. And so I was on black ice, and that drive tire just went, and the back of my truck went right past me. I was like looking at the back of my truck, and it's going by me. Now in Nebraska, the ditches aren't like here in the city or anything that you've seen. I don't know where you're at, but the ditches in Nebraska are like 8 feet wide, and some of them are probably 10 feet deep. They're called borrow pits. So I went into the back of this thing, or went into this borrow pit backwards, right? And the back of the truck went down, so it flipped me up and spun me around, and I landed out in the field. It ripped 3 tires off the truck. And when I landed, I'm just sitting there, and the music's playing, and I'm trying to gather my bearings, and I'm like, what just happened? And the song that was playing on the radio was "Kissed by an Angel." I mean, I tell people these things, and they're like, okay, so what? It means something to me. I mean, I look at everything like that. So it's just one of those things that, I saw literally like, dear God, that could have been bad. And the music on the song was called "Kissed by an Angel." So you can go look it up. It's a beautiful song, but that's what was playing when I got in my accident. Um, there it is. So praise Jesus for everything. And do you have fear of driving? Because ever since then, I was a little scary on ice. I was like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And the Lord will ask you, well, how much do you trust me? How much do you trust me? And it it's still, you got to put all your faith and hope and everything. Give it to Him. Say, yeah, you drive this vehicle. And let me tell you, when you let Him drive and you're praying, because I was worried about that. I'm like, I got to be careful praying and driving. I get distracted in prayer and I don't even pay attention. He's like, I'll drive. The next thing I know, I go into another lane. And 2 seconds later, this truck that I cut off, I didn't cut him off, but he was really moving. So he sees me get over, and he goes to go around me on the right-hand side. And the reason I had gotten over, I guess, I was in the middle of praying. There was a big semi in front of me, and he was going slower, so I didn't want to get around him. And this truck was going to go around me and cut me off when I hear this bang, 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 bang. And I look to my right, and I see this like 24-foot extension ladder go right past me. I mean, I no more than go over here. As I go over, he comes over like this. And that ladder drops off, and he stomps on his brakes. And the whole truck's like that, and everybody behind him stomping on their brakes. The ladder went by me at 55 miles an hour, or I went by that. I was doing 60. The ladder was doing 55. So it was that I watched it just, stuff like that. So if you pray while you're driving, the Lord will take care of you if you have faith. About 7 miles later, I got behind a government vehicle, and we're going up onto another freeway, I-76, going east. And I was heading back out to the other house. And I'm like, man, this guy's doing the absolute speed limit, and I'd like to do 2 miles an hour over. So, and I'm real cautious. I can't stand it. She's like, you drive like grandma. It says it's like torture driving with me. And I'm like, I just like to be careful. I trust the Lord, but I don't want to break the rules. There's no need to go. If you need to get somewhere early, you leave early. That's just the way I am. So, there's going to be bad traffic, leave early. There's going to be bad weather, leave early. You want to show up on time? Leave early. You'll get there on time usually. And that's just the way I am. So 7 miles later, we get onto this I-76 going east, and I'm praying away, and I'm like, oh Lord, man, I can't be behind this guy. He goes, get over. And I scoot over, and I look, just as I get over, I see this thing in the road right in front of me. It's this big old flat pig iron bar laying all the way across his section of the road. This government vehicle hits this thing and bounces up, and I'm looking right at him because I'm starting to pass him. I'm looking right at him, I'm like, dear Jesus, thank you. That was the same drive 7 miles later. I mean, I didn't stop praying, and he took care of me all the way down the road. And I mean, he'll take care of you every day if you're just praying away. So praise Jesus in everything, in every way. Amen.